Chosen one. You are standing at the edge of something extraordinary, a moment in time that feels different from all the others. For so long, you have endured trials, setbacks, and disappointments that seemed endless. Yet deep inside, you've carried a quiet knowing that something greater was meant for you. That inner voice, the one that whispers in your heart when the world is silent, has always told you that your life has a bigger purpose. Now that whisper has grown into a roar. Your winning ticket is here. It is the promise that your rise cannot be denied, and the invitation to step into the life that has been waiting for you all along. You may wonder, why now? Why, after all this time of struggle, rejection, and delay, does the shift feel so strong? It is because every season of pain has been preparing you for this one. Every lesson you learned, every burden you carried, every tear you shed was an investment into this very moment. The winning ticket is not just a piece of luck, it is the symbol of alignment. It is life telling you, you are ready. You have endured enough. You have grown enough. Now claim your rise. Chosen one, understand that many people never recognize their winning ticket when it appears. They expect it to look glamorous, effortless, or easy. But the truth is, it often looks like opportunity disguised as work, blessings disguised as responsibility, or doors disguised as small beginnings. You, however, are different. You can see what others overlook. You can sense what others ignore. That is why you are chosen. Not because life spared you struggle, but because you learned to see promise where others only saw pain. That sight is your advantage, and it is why the promise of your rise is being handed to you now. This is not the season for hesitation. This is not the time for shrinking back into fear. The ticket has been placed in your hand for a reason, and hesitation would only delay what is already yours. Claim it boldly. Declare with your words and your actions that you will no longer settle for less than what was written for you. The rise is not about arrogance. It is about alignment. It is about stepping into the place where your purpose and your destiny meet. Chosen one, let this truth root itself deep in your spirit. The promise has already been made. The rise is not a possibility. It is inevitable. The winning ticket is not about chance. It is about destiny. And your destiny is not to remain small, silent, or stuck. Your destiny is to rise, to lead, to carry light into the places that once held only shadows. This is your moment. This is your call. This is your time to claim your rise. Chosen one, when life begins to shift in your favor, it often feels surreal. You have walked through so many years of proving your resilience, of holding on even when everything around you was collapsing. Now, opportunities that once seemed far away are being placed in your path. The winning ticket in your hand is not a coincidence. It is the culmination of all those silent battles. It is the promise that every sacrifice, every step, and every act of faith was worth it. You were being prepared for a season that requires the strength you gained in the shadows, and now you are being elevated into the light. Chosen one. Before we move deeper into this message, I want to pause and remind you to stay until the very end of this video. At the conclusion, there will be insights designed to help you claim your rise with even greater clarity. And when the video is complete, I invite you to write your most sincere wishes in the comments and place the number 777 beside them. This is not about superstition. It is about sending energy into the universe, declaring your intentions, and aligning with the promise that is already unfolding for you. And don't forget to subscribe, because this space is where chosen voices rise together, where your faith and focus are fueled for the journey ahead. Now let us return to the truth of your season. The rise before you is not something fragile. It is unstoppable. You have reached a point where momentum itself is carrying you forward. Even when doubt whispers, even when obstacles appear, there is a current moving you toward your destiny. That current was created by every seed you planted in perseverance. You are no longer waiting for validation. You are walking in confirmation. The ticket is proof that your breakthrough is not coming. It is already here. Chosen one, what sets you apart is your willingness to act when others hesitate. Many people receive opportunities, but let fear keep them frozen. They question their worth, their ability, their timing, and in that hesitation, the moment slips away. But you must not allow that. This is your appointed time, and hesitation would only betray the promise you have already earned. Claim your rise boldly, even if the path looks uncertain. The truth is, every great journey begins with steps that feel shaky. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement in spite of it. What you carry now is more than just personal ambition. It is calling. You are being elevated not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of others who will be inspired by your rise. Your story is not about chance. It is about destiny. People will see your breakthrough and recognize what is possible for them. Your resilience becomes their roadmap. Your transformation becomes their hope. And that is why the universe has placed this winning ticket in your hand. Because your rise is not just for you, it is for many. Chosen one, let this reminder live in your heart. The promise is real, the season is here, and your rise cannot be stopped. The only thing left is for you to claim it fully, with your words, your actions, and your unshakable belief. Chosen one, when you hold the promise of your rise, you begin to walk differently. The weight that once pressed on your shoulders feels lighter because you now understand it was never meant to crush you. It was meant to strengthen you. Every hardship you faced was not a punishment, but a preparation. The winning ticket is a symbol of that preparation. It tells you that what once seemed meaningless now carries great purpose. This is why your spirit feels so alive right now. You can sense that something bigger than you is unfolding, something that confirms your struggle was not in vain. For so long you wondered if you were moving in circles, repeating the same struggles without progress. But those circles were building mastery. Those repetitions were chiseling away the fear, the doubt, and the hesitation. They were forging endurance, clarity, and resilience within you. Now you can look back and see that the very pain you once resented was shaping the person capable of carrying the rise you are stepping into today. Without those trials, you wouldn't have the vision, the wisdom, or the maturity required for this new season. That is why this winning ticket feels so sacred. It represents not luck, but readiness. Chosen one, you must now guard your perspective. In this season of elevation, distractions will try to pull you off course. There will be people who do not understand your rise, who may even resent it, because your growth shines a light on their stagnation. But remember, the ticket was not given to them. It was given to you, and it was given to you for a reason. Do not let their doubts become your doubts. Do not let their fear become your fear. Your responsibility is to protect the promise and walk boldly in it, regardless of who claps for you. The rise you are stepping into requires courage, not comfort. Billionaire opportunities, life-changing decisions, and destiny-shaping steps will not feel easy at first, but they are necessary. The winning ticket in your hand is your invitation to take risks aligned with your vision, to say yes when fear tells you to say no, to move forward when the old version of you would have stayed behind. This is the difference between those who talk about rising and those who actually rise. And you, chosen one, are here to rise. Chosen one, realize also that your rise is not only for you, but for the countless lives connected to you. When you elevate, you create pathways for others. When you expand, you create space for others to grow. Your rise sends ripples that go far beyond your own life, and that is why it is so important that you step fully into it. The world doesn't just need you to win, it needs you to lead by example. Your breakthrough becomes proof that others can have their own. So stand tall, protect your vision, and keep moving forward. The winning ticket was placed in your hands as a promise that no matter how messy your past, your future is unstoppable. The only thing left is to walk it out boldly, with conviction that this rise is yours, and no force can take it away. Chosen one, the most powerful thing about this season is not that you are receiving the winning ticket. It is that you are finally ready to claim it. For so long, you carried potential that others couldn't see. You held dreams that felt too heavy to explain. You carried visions that seemed impossible in the eyes of those around you. And yet, despite the doubt, you held on. Despite the silence, you kept believing. Despite the storms, you kept walking. That is why the ticket has been placed in your hands. It is the promise that your waiting was not wasted. Think of every closed door, every rejection, every delay you experienced. In those moments, it was easy to feel forgotten. Easy to believe the rise would never come. Easy to think your journey was stuck. But what you could not see is that each no was a redirection. Each delay was buying you time to grow. Each rejection was clearing a path for something greater. Now, with the ticket in your hand, you can look back and see how the puzzle pieces fit. What once felt random now feels intentional. What once felt like loss now feels like preparation. Chosen one. It is important to understand that not everyone will recognize the significance of this moment in your life. To them, it may look like another chance, another opportunity, just one more step forward. But you know the truth. You know how many nights you cried for breakthrough. You know how many battles you fought when no one was watching. You know how many times you nearly gave up but chose to keep believing. That is why this ticket is different. It carries the weight of your endurance. It carries the power of your resilience. And it carries the signature of your destiny. This is your season to move with boldness. Don't tiptoe into your promise. Step into it with the authority of someone who has earned their rise. This doesn't mean arrogance. It doesn't mean boasting. It means confidence rooted in the truth that your rise was written long before anyone doubted you. You are not taking something that isn't yours. You are claiming what was always meant for you. That is why you cannot allow fear, comparison, or hesitation to hold you back now. Fear delays. Comparison distracts. Hesitation robs. But boldness builds. And this is your time to build. Chosen one, as you claim your rise. Remember that the ticket is more than just a personal blessing. It is an assignment. With your rise comes responsibility. With your elevation comes influence. With your promise comes the call to lead. People will look to you for proof that transformation is possible. They will lean on your story to find courage for their own. That is why your rise matters. It is not only about what you gain, but about who you become and who you inspire along the way. So step forward now, chosen one, with your eyes fixed on the vision and your heart anchored in faith. The winning ticket has already been promised. Your rise has already been declared. The only thing left is for you to walk it out boldly, without apology, without fear, without hesitation. Because this is not a season of maybe, it is a season of certainty. Your rise has already begun, and nothing can stop it now. Chosen one, the ticket in your hand is more than a symbol. It is the turning point of your life. You have spent years carrying dreams that felt too heavy, and visions that felt too far away. You have endured seasons where the weight of struggle pressed against you so hard that most people would have broken under it. But you did not break. You bent, but you did not snap. You fell, but you did not stay down. And because of that resilience, this winning ticket now belongs to you. It is the promise that the pain of your past will be transformed into the power of your future. This journey has never been about instant gratification. It has always been about transformation. You didn't just survive seasons of lack, you learned in them. You didn't just walk through closed doors, you discovered patience in them. You didn't just endure rejection, you grew stronger because of it. Every setback was carving away at fear and replacing it with courage. Every disappointment was refining your focus. Every delay was sharpening your determination. The result? A chosen one who is no longer fragile, no longer swayed by circumstances, no longer defined by struggle. You have become someone ready to carry the weight of greatness. Chosen one, the rise before you is not fragile. it is unshakable. Why? Because it has been built on a foundation of endurance. Anyone can rise quickly when things come easy, but a rise built in fire lasts forever. That's why your promise is so powerful. It's not shallow success, it's deeply rooted strength. People may look at your life now and say, "How did they do it?" They may think it happened suddenly, like a winning lottery ticket that fell into your lap. But you know the truth. Your winning ticket is not about luck. It's about preparation. It is about years of unseen effort now becoming visible reward. As you step into this season, do not minimize what you carry. Do not let doubt convince you that you are unworthy of the promise. You paid for this rise with perseverance. You earned it with tears and sacrifice. You invested in it with faith, when nothing around you gave you a reason to believe. This moment is not random. It is the harvest of everything you sowed in the shadows. And now the light is shining on it for all to see. Chosen one, the world is watching you now. They may not say it openly, but they see the shift. They see the way you walk with greater confidence. They hear the strength in your words. They notice the glow of resilience around you. That is the aura of someone who knows they are rising. That is the presence of someone who refuses to be stopped. And the more you walk in that authority, the louder the whispers will grow. People will speak of you not just as someone who endured, but as someone who triumphed. This winning ticket is your validation that you were never forgotten. Every prayer, every step, every act of faith was seen. And now the universe, destiny or divine promise, whatever name you give it, has answered back. The rise is not a possibility anymore. It is reality. All you have to do now is claim it fully. Claim it with your decisions. Claim it with your actions. Claim it with your belief that you were born for this. Chosen one, your season has shifted. The mess is behind you. The preparation is complete, and the promise is alive in your hands. This is your time, your rise, your story. And no one, not doubt, not fear, not circumstance, can take that from you now. Chosen one, when you look back over your life, it is impossible not to see how every single trial, every obstacle, every painful chapter was shaping you for this exact season. The winning ticket you now hold is not a piece of paper, not a random chance. It is the living symbol of alignment, the promise that your rise was always written. From the very beginning, even when you felt unseen, there was something guiding your path, ensuring that your strength would be forged in fire, so that when the time came, you would be unshakable. And now that time has arrived. This is not theory. This is not wishful thinking. This is the unfolding of destiny. There were nights you doubted yourself, mornings you woke up wondering if all your effort mattered, and seasons where the silence felt unbearable. Yet each one of those experiences was teaching you endurance. It was teaching you how to stand in the face of opposition, how to move forward even when you felt like you had nothing left, and how to believe when every circumstance screamed that it was over. That kind of resilience cannot be bought, borrowed, or faked. It is real, and it is what makes your winning ticket so powerful. It is backed by your story, your perseverance, and your truth. Chosen one, the promise in your hand is more than elevation. It is a new identity. You are no longer the person who once questioned their worth. You are no longer the one who defined themselves by their struggles. You are no longer chained to the past. You are stepping into a season where your presence commands respect, your vision commands attention, and your story commands inspiration. People may not understand it fully, but they feel it. They can sense the shift. That is why conversations about you are growing louder. It is because the world recognizes what you carry, even before you fully step into it. But let's be clear. This is not the time to grow comfortable. The rise you are entering requires greater discipline, greater focus, and greater clarity than ever before. The winning ticket is not the end of the journey. It is the gateway to a new one. It is the key that unlocks the next level, But walking through that door is still your responsibility. Too many people receive opportunities and let them slip because they weren't ready to handle the responsibility that comes with them. But you, chosen one, are different. You've been prepared in silence for this. That's why the door opened for you and not for others. This is also the moment to silence the voices of doubt around you. Not everyone will celebrate your rise. Some will question it. Some will envy it. Some will even resist it. But remember this: the ticket wasn't handed to them. It was handed to you. The promise wasn't spoken over their life. It was spoken over yours. You don't need their permission to rise. You don't need their validation to step forward. All you need is the courage to claim what has already been promised to you. Chosen one, the greatest wealth you carry right now is not in your bank account. It is in your mindset. Because money without mindset is wasted. Opportunity without preparation is squandered. Influence without character collapses. But you have all three. You have built the mindset of abundance. You have prepared for the opportunities ahead. And you have developed the character to handle influence with integrity. That is why your rise will last. That is why your elevation will not be temporary. That is why your story will echo long after this moment. So hold your ticket tightly, not with fear of losing it, but with gratitude for receiving it. Know that it is the seal of everything you endured, the validation of everything you believed, and the promise of everything you are stepping into. This is your moment, chosen one. The season of waiting has ended. The season of rising has begun. And nothing, no voice, no doubt, no obstacle can stand in the way of the destiny that is already yours. Chosen one, you must understand something very important. The winning ticket in your hand is not only about wealth, status, or material success. It is about transformation. The real promise is not that you will simply rise into abundance, but that you will rise into the truest version of yourself. For too long, the world tried to label you by your struggles. They defined you by the mess, by the seasons of lack, by the mistakes and the setbacks. But this ticket breaks those labels. It declares that you are not what happened to you. You are what you chose to become in spite of it. And that is why your rise is unstoppable. Look back for a moment at the mess you came from, the struggles that nearly crushed you, the people who doubted you, the times when even you questioned whether you would make it. Those memories may still sting, but they no longer control you. Instead, they have become fuel. They are reminders of how strong you are, of how resilient you've been, and of how much potential still lives inside you. The ticket you now carry is proof that nothing was wasted. Every tear watered the soil of your destiny. Every rejection pushed you closer to alignment. Every battle became a training ground for the strength you now walk in. Chosen one, when people look at you now, they will see something different. They may not be able to explain it, but they will feel it. They will sense the confidence in your presence, the authority in your words, and the fire in your spirit. They may whisper, "Something changed about them," and they'll be right. What changed is that you stopped seeing yourself as broken and started seeing yourself as chosen. That mindset is the difference between those who stay in the shadows and those who rise into their promise. But do not think this season will be free of challenges. In fact, the higher you rise, the greater the resistance may become. Not because you are weak, but because your rise exposes weaknesses in others. Some will admire you, some will envy you, and some will try to stop you. But none of them matter. Because the promise was not given to them, it was given to you. The ticket was not placed in their hands. It was placed in yours. You don't need their approval. You don't need their support. And you don't need their validation. You only need the courage to keep walking forward in faith. Chosen one, the truth is, your rise is already echoing. People are noticing. They are talking. They are watching closely as you step into what was always meant for you. And that attention, whether positive or negative, is proof of your impact. Ordinary stories fade quietly, but extraordinary ones spread. And your story is extraordinary. The broke to powerful journey, the struggle to strength transformation, the rise from ashes to authority. This is what sets you apart. And this is why your story will be remembered. So don't hide anymore. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Don't downplay your rise to avoid criticism. Walk boldly, speak boldly, live boldly. Because the world needs to see what transformation looks like. The world needs to be reminded that the mess does not define the ending. The world needs examples of resilience, and that is exactly what you are. You are proof that when life hands a chosen one a winning ticket, the rise is guaranteed. Chosen one, let this truth close the chapter of doubt in your life. You are not waiting for your rise anymore. You are living in it. The winning ticket was not a dream. It was a declaration. And now, your life will be the evidence of what happens when someone refuses to give up, refuses to stay small, and refuses to let the world define their destiny. This is your rise. This is your moment. And no force can stop it now. Chosen one, every chapter of your journey has been leading to this very moment. The weight of your past, the struggles that shaped you, the moments that nearly broke you. They were never meant to define you, only to prepare you. The winning ticket in your hand is not random. It is not luck. It is the promise that everything you've endured has meaning. It is the confirmation that your rise is here, and it cannot be denied. You have been through too much. You have grown too strong, and you have carried too much vision to be stopped now. Think about what this means. You are no longer the person who once doubted if they were worthy of more. You are no longer the one who questioned if their dreams were too big. You are no longer bound by the voices of fear or the chains of failure. You are standing in a new identity, one forged in resilience and refined in fire. This ticket is not a gift of chance. It is the validation of destiny. It is the universe, life, and divine purpose aligning to tell you, you are ready. You are chosen. You are rising. Chosen one, many will see your rise and think it came suddenly. They will wonder how you shifted so quickly, how the doors opened so wide, how the opportunities fell into place. But you know the truth. This was never sudden. It was years in the making. It was born in sleepless nights, in hidden sacrifices, in battles fought when no one was watching. It was carved out of silence and built with persistence. What looks like overnight success to the world is simply the unveiling of what you've been preparing for all along. Now is the time to embrace everything you carry. Walk boldly into rooms that once intimidated you. Speak with confidence in places where you once felt overlooked. Claim opportunities without shrinking. You are no longer waiting for permission. The ticket is in your hand. The promise has already been spoken. The rise is already unfolding. Your responsibility now is to live as if it is already yours, because it is. And remember this, your rise is not just about you. It is about every person who will be inspired by your journey. It is about the countless lives that will see your transformation and believe that their own is possible. It is about the ripple effect of hope, courage, and resilience that will spread because you chose not to give up. That is why this promise matters so much, because your story is no longer just a story. It is a beacon. It is light to those who are still in the dark, proof to those who are still doubting, and guidance to those who are still searching. Chosen one, let your heart rest in this truth. You have already won. The ticket in your hand is not fragile. It cannot be stolen. It cannot be undone. It cannot be lost. It is sealed by every choice you made to keep going. Every time you stood back up. Every moment you believed when there was no reason to. That is why your rise is unstoppable. Because it is not built on chance. It is built on character. So step forward now. Claim the life that was promised to you. Live boldly, love freely, give generously, and rise unapologetically. Because this is the moment you've been prepared for.